welcome to Jason's Trucking Info. Now, I just did a video on how to use Google Maps and your trucker's GPS to dial in where you're trying to get to if your trucker's GPS won't find the address. But now, what if you can't get the physical address to show up on anything Google Maps? Which, if you can't find it on Google Maps, it must be a new place or something. But when you're doing what I'm about to show you, you're going to have to know how addresses and highways work around a city and towns. Okay? Towns are broken up, cities and towns are broken up into quadrants. There's always a dividing line, a main road that goes east and west, and a main road that goes north and south. And once you figure out what that is and stuff, then you got to figure out alphabetically if you need to find it, because there are street names that will go east and west and north and south. They will be both ways in some cities, so that gets confusing. But the address, within the address, you'll be able to figure out little clues on how to find where a place is going to be located in and around a town or a city. So if it won't come up, if the physical address won't come up, pull up Google Maps and punch in the city, and then start doing where you spread your fingers in and out and looking at stuff and get it to where you can see street names and stuff. Let's pull this up on my phone. You can do this on your laptop if you have one on your truck. You can do this at home if you need to, even if you're at home trying to find a place and you're trying to program your GPS unit and the address that you are provided for where you're trying to go to doesn't show up. So let's find Google Earth. I know I have it on here and it's not in the same place as my Google Maps, which is weird. Alright, I'm going to put my Google Earth icon in the same deal as my Google stuff, so it's in there. Alright, we're going to go to Google Earth. Pulling up Google Earth on my phone. So let's pick on the address I was trying to find before. This has shown me where I'm currently located at. I think. Alright, do a search for. Most of the time, if you're looking for something in Google Maps and it won't find it, it probably won't come up in Google Earth either, but you can always try. This is the address I provided with, and on my last video it turned out to be the address that was on the bales. Who would have thunk, right? But usually you want to go to the address you are dispatched to, which was this one. And I found it through that other method of using Google Maps and syncing it by shrinking and expanding my map on both Google Maps on my phone here and using the trucker's GPS there and getting it so I could see all the same streets and areas and seeing where it was on the Google Maps, and then tapping on the same exact spot that my destination was on the same street, and in as much the exact location as I could closely get my finger to on the trucker's GPS. And then when you tap the screen, it'll come up with coordinates, and you're basically routing yourself to those coordinates and not an address. So it's not exact. So when we do it this way, let's put in this address. So St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Showing us St. Louis. Now, bring it over here, and now you want to put this address 161 South Trudeau Street. Okay. And that up. Imagine that. It was able to find it. Look at that. It found it. So, Google Maps and Google Earth may not all be the same. So, try finding it in Google Earth. Now, what you want to do is now that you found it in Google Earth, now you got to find it in relationship to the city, and then put it up here next to, okay, hold on a second. Okay. Now, get your screens looking about the same. You want to find the same highways. And your map may look real different. Let's see. There's 70 up and down. Okay. Now, 44. See, 44 is going that way. So turn your GPS screen to look just like your Google Maps screen. And then slowly start expanding things. I wonder if there's a setting that lets you have all these streets labeled on here. Alright. Clean everything, all borders, labels. Okay, there we go. Select this everything, all borders, labels, places, and roads. That might help us a lot. There we go. This, make sure that's selected. Alright, now Shenandoah Avenue. Shenandoah Avenue. Shenandoah Avenue. Oops, okay. There we go. Now, we got all these labeled. Shenandoah Avenue and 2nd Street. Where is 2nd Street? 3rd Street. Second Street. Second Street, there's that. Del Cobb. It is basically, if you look right there, Second Street, Barton Street, Trudeau Street is right there. And what is that? Doesn't say what that is. Okay. Barton Street is down too far, so it is basically right here. All right. So that should be close, right? Yeah, it's wanting me to take 255 from there. So that's how you do that, folks. It took me a little while, but it takes a little tweaking. So Google Maps can be your friend. And make sure you mark that everything thing, or mark the thing. Make sure your settings have that so it labels the streets and stuff for you so that you can see all the streets. That is important. That helps you dial in where you're supposed to be, because before I did that I was having trouble because you can't tell what you're looking at from a satellite view up top with Google Earth unless that's labeled. So make sure you're doing that. That is another way you can do things. But I was using Google Earth to find that if Google Maps won't find it, try Google Earth. Make sure it's set for labeling streets and streets and stuff. Put in the address and see if it finds it or not. And if not, then you're really gonna have to know how addresses and streets and highways and zip codes work. The better understanding you have of that, which I'm not the greatest at it, but typically highway odd highways go north and south. Even highways go east and west. So if you take that into account when you're looking at a city, if it says it's west or northwest something or east something with a whether or not it is a named street or a number street, like it's West 23rd Street or whatever, I'm just throwing stuff out there, or if it's Binkley Street or whatever, usually those things are alphabetical, and if it has a west or east in front of it, then it might go a different direction. So you got to kind of dial that in, and the more you know about that stuff, watch some videos on how addresses and zip codes work within cities and states and towns. Okay, just look up videos. They're on there. I was in the middle of watching one before I started to do this video, and when I get better at it, I'll do a video on it. But the more you understand the east and west, even numbers go east and west, odd numbers go north and south, and then typically I think street names are alphabetical from left to right and north to south or something. And if you take those clues into account when you're looking for something, when you're on Google Maps and you know it's supposed to be in the city of whatever, you can punch in that city on your GPS. It'll take you in there, and then you can do the expand and shrink and dial that in and look for those streets, and then you might be able to find it and figure out, okay, it should be in this basic area. And if you can get close to where you're trying to go to, you should be able to find the place. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And it's not going to be perfect. It's going to mess up. You might wind up in a few jams. Learn how to get yourself out of jams and learn how to reduce the chances of whatever jams you do get into being a big deal, where the worst part is you just have to get flipped around. A lot of new drivers wind up panicking and flipping around in some of the worst places, and they wind up hitting stuff with their truck. That's why you see a lot of newbie drivers. They're missing parts of their truck. Their mirrors are smashed up. They're missing wind skirting off the truck or the trailer. They're all crash banged up, and they're driving around looking like a crash dummy or something. Okay, so that is another way to help you find places and to dial things in. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And as I get better at it and can explain this better, I will do an updated video later on in the future to help you guys even be better. As I learn how addresses and stuff work better, I will work on that. And some of you may already know how to do that. If you've ever worked for a post office or done something where you had to do deliveries and where you had to get to know how to find stuff by addresses, and you had to find stuff when Google Maps and Google and all these different apps that you can use on your phone were no help. Some of you might be old enough that you learned how to use addresses and zip codes long before the cell phones and GPSs were around, and you used to do that kind of stuff. And maybe you can take that into your arsenal of knowledge and skills and experience to take with you onto the truck to make you so that you can find any place, regardless of whether your GPS or your phone can find the place. So those are some things that can help you. So good luck to you, and hope that this will help you guys find places easier. This is just one way you can do stuff. You can also use Google Earth to figure out where entrances are, which way. Like you can get on Google Earth and you can look at, the entrances and stuff. You can get on here and you can look right on here. And if you look right here, expand this, you can look at this. Here's the street. You can see where things are at. You can see where the docks are at. You can see that this is probably where all the docks are at, and that looks like there's an exit out this way. You could have come on off of this L'Espérance Street. That's what it is. I was trying to look at it through my screen on my video camera, and it's not picking up my screen very well. And there's 2nd Avenue, and you got over here Trudeau Street, goes right through the place, and whatever this street is right here, oh whoops, I'm trying to figure out what this street is right here. This street is not labeled. Deductive reasoning would, why is that street not labeled on here? 2nd Avenue. Traduce Street is the park, is through the kind of the, no. This is Traduce Street. That is wrong. Well, it says that's Traduce Street, but that can't be right. That's the parking lot. So it must be messing up, and Traduce Street must be this right here, most likely. So you can see the parking lots, and it's also a way that if you're like in Chicago and you need to see how you might be able to get into a place, you can pull up Google Earth and put the address in and look at it from a top view and see things that you can't see on Google Maps. You'll be able to see the 3D picture of what things are, but what it won't tell you is bridge heights. Maybe if you do the 3D, let's see, if we put it on 3D, I selected the now it says option to switch to 2D. So if we go, there's Traduce Street. It's saying this is Traduce Street, but that's can't be right. It's got to be this road here. This has got to be messing up for that street. It must be right there. But you can look here, you can see what you're dealing with. Okay? You put it on the 3D option. Google Earth is a free app, in case you didn't know, that you can download. There's the Illinois state line, Missouri, Illinois state line. So, all right. And you can use that 3D option to look around and see what you're dealing with in the area you're going to, so you know what you're looking for when you go there. So, and Google Earth is amazing for doing stuff like that. So there you go. That's a way. And some people like to use Google Earth to look at where they're going to every time they're going someplace, so they can see what they're getting themselves into. So when they're getting off the places, they know, because there's a lot of these places around the country that are very tricky, that have tricky ways of getting out, and it might look like you need to turn earlier than what you need to, or after you need to. So Google Earth, I keep saying Google Math, Google Earth can help you a lot. And use that 3D option. Make sure you turn on the labeling of streets and stuff, and Google Earth will be one of your best friends in the future for finding places. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful for a lot of you. Some of you, even seasoned drivers, may find this video helpful. So if there's anything I forgot to mention, if there's anything, this video is not all about, my videos are not about all my knowledge and skills and expertise. It's also about you other experienced drivers out there that know things I don't, because none of us have the same experience level and skill levels. We all have different experiences, and it's not the amount of time we've been a truck driver, it's what we've been exposed to and what we've learned along the way by the things we've had to learn how to do, and what other truckers and people we have been in contact with before and up until this moment in time that you're in right now. Whatever you have been shown by other drivers, whether that was your driver trainer, people at the trucking company you work for, and most generally you're going to learn things more from other drivers and people on YouTube than you will anywhere else. And your own personal experiences, you will learn stuff. But I try to make videos on things to help you guys. I'm always trying to find new videos to show you guys, to help you guys out, to give you guys more knowledge, to help you guys make your day in and day in life on and off the truck easier. And this type of stuff can help you even when you're at home with your wife and kids, or husband and kids, or whatever. So you can take forth everything I do videos on and put it all together, and you will have a lot easier time out there. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I encourage all you other guys out there that are out there truck driving, that whatever knowledge you have, and if there's any tidbits of information that I didn't mention, please get in the comments and add those in there, because I don't know everything, and there's things I'm still learning. Doesn't matter how long, how many years, doesn't matter whether it's your first day on the truck or you've been out here 30, 40 years. You can always learn something new, and there's always something out there that you can learn that will make your life easier out here. There's always something out there you can learn that just go, man, I wish I would have learned that years ago. And something that might have been around all these years that you just didn't know about, because the trucking industry is just that. They do not tell us everything. You tend to learn things in the trucking industry by trial, error, and your own personal experiences, and we try to learn from each other out here. So please share your knowledge on my channel. Get in the comment section in any of my videos and add comments of tidbits of information, of anything I forget to say or mention, or things that, if I say something wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments, and to help these other guys. And you guys watching, always read the comments, and hopefully people are not getting on there and being trolls. I tend to just ignore the negative comments if they're ever on there, or people that come off as being negative, saying things. I leave them on there because I don't care. Unless something becomes so inappropriate that I have to block somebody. I have never had to block anybody yet, and hopefully I will never have to. But as my channel grows with subscribers and viewers, it will probably most likely happen where I might have to block somebody. But at this point in time that I'm making this video, I have not had to block anybody yet, and I hope that day will not come. So thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. Good luck going forth, and good luck to you, and hope your weekend's going well. Thanks, guys.